All right, so thank you very much. I want to take the opportunity also to introduce to you our Honorable Minister in the person of Honorable Kwame Agbodza, MP for Adablu constituency in the Gov't region. That's our Honorable Minister, right? And I'm sure everybody knows him. Then we have also our Deputy Honorable Minister in the person of Honorable Al-Hassan Soweini, MP for Tamale North. I'm sure the media guys also know him very well. We welcome you once again to the Ministry of Roads and Highways. And I think today's meeting is a very important one. We all know the reason why we are here. And I think it will be very brief, direct, and any clarification that you will need today, our Honorable Minister is here to assist you. Thank you very much. But before we go, we give the platform to the Honorable Minister, Honorable Kwame Agbodza, to give us the opening remarks, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief. Good morning, friends of the media, the representatives from Ghana Private Road Transport Union, the Ghana Concerned Drivers Association, the invited Metropolitan Chief Executives, the contractors working on the Sawam Road, the consultants supervising them on behalf of the ministry. I will take the opportunity to first of all thank all Ghanaians for their patience since the takeover of administration of this country by the NDC government, specifically regarding the nature of our roads. I will say we started work a couple of months ago in this ministry on behalf of His Excellency the President. The first thing we did was to understand the scale of challenge we face based on what we were presented to at transition. I, together with my deputy and the directors, went around the 16 regions to understand the scale of what we have. And there is no doubt that majority of Ghanaians have roads in their neighborhood, which ought to be better than it is. The record we have is that we have over 100,000 kilometers of road in various communities at various in various conditions. Some classified as good, some classified as fair, some classified as poor. Government over the years have taken the decision to make various interventions to improve our road network across the country. One of the reasons we went around is to basically convince ourselves that the decisions we are going to take in terms of addressing the issues are based on what the facts are. So we spent some time doing that. I want to specifically thank the MCs and the GPRTU and everybody here. And once again, as I said, thank Ghanaians for their patience in what I call the issue of the nature of the roads we all have in our neighborhood. Now, I also want to bring to the attention of the public what we came to inherit. At the time of transition, we are told that majority of road contractors were actually off-site, simply because they did some work, raised certificates, and were not paid. Some of them as far back as 2018, their certificates were not honored. And so whilst they borrowed money, put in the work, and not paid, it was not feasible for them to continue to work. At the time of transition, we are told that the amount of money owed contractors is about 21 billion Ghana cedi. So you can imagine the scale of the problem we have in terms of why contractors are not on site. At the same time, government has contracted works to the tune of over 100 billion Ghana cedis. So it is no difficult to see why we have so many construction sites dotted around the country with contractors physically not on site. I personally don't believe contractors vacate sites simply because, or majority, because they don't want to work. That is not the case. In many of the cases, they are not on site because they've worked and not been paid. Though there's evidence that some contractors also got job and never turned up on site to even do the work at all. What have we done since then? You will notice that we have gone around the country, visited contractors, and encouraged them to work. And I must take the opportunity to thank all those contractors that, though we owe them money, have gone back to site, and as I speak, some of them continue to work. And I must also say that on daily basis, we get distress calls from across the country of roads that have been cut off by rains and bridges that have been washed off. And we constantly, day and night, call upon very patriotic contractors who have gone in there to remedy some of these challenges without any fanfare at all. Now, we are at a stage where we needed to have a strategy as to how we address the debt that we have at the ministry, deal with how we complete the ongoing projects, and also address the issues of what the NDC promised during the electioneering campaign in line with the National Development Planning Framework, our manifesto, and the aspirations of Ghanaians, and the general health of the economy. What have we done since? We have tasked a group in the ministry to review the project portfolio, the over 100 billion cedi project portfolio. I must say that the preliminary report I have, based on that, suggests that we can actually take off a number of those projects off the portfolio simply because some projects awarded in 2015, 2016, 2017, and the contractors never turned up on site. In 2025, those projects couldn't have been regarded as projects still active. So we can take them off, repackage them, and see the way forward in terms of re-engaging new contractors. We have also done some work together with Ministry of Finance to clarify the 21 billion that we owe contractors, how we are going to pay that. And you notice the finance minister during the budget suggested that the Auditor General was vetting some of the claims made by contractors. I am aware that the road section of the Auditor General's work is largely complete now. And that is why the Minister of Finance is making preparations to commence retiring some of the debt we owe contractors. My brothers and sisters, we owe 21 billion Ghana cedi to road contractors. If you see the budget that was approved in Parliament, there's been an allocation for monies to retire arrears, owed contractors, and then money set aside to do routine maintenance works, which I'll talk about in due course, and then also to commence works based on what the NDC promised Ghanaians, specifically under the Big Push agenda. So before we started that, we had an engagement with a cross-section of Ghanaian contractors, Ghanaian consultants on different occasions to understand from their perspective how they see the situation in the country. We went forward, as I said, to have the strategy to rationalize our portfolio to make it more sustainable. We've also started the process of reintroducing some of the policies that we believe will generate revenue for the ministry to accomplish both the retiring the debt and also paying for new works that will be done. Where are we currently? We have almost completed all that process and are at the stage where we have, as an annual event, started putting together the processes of engaging Ghanaian contractors on various maintenance programs across the country. It's an annual event. So if you check newspapers for the past 2-3 weeks, you will notice that the agencies under the ministry, highways, feeder roads, and urban roads, have started advertising activities, either roadside clearing, pothole patching, reshaping, re-graveling, and all those activities. All those are ongoing as we speak in terms of improving the surface condition of the roads, even as the rains set in. That process is ongoing. We have also concluded the studies, design, costing of all the first phase of the Big Push project. We are in the process of seeking the relevant permissions as defined in the Public Financial Management Act and so on and so forth, to be able to commence those works starting this month. Then there's this issue of some critical projects that have become very topical and make life very difficult for many, including those in our capital city. There are about 4 major entry and exit points in Accra that fall within that category. If you want to leave on the route going towards Central region, you will notice that a significant construction activity is ongoing on that route. Periodically, we do get the challenge of how the contractor organizes activity around the existing carriageway and yet be able to safely carry out work. The fact is that that has gone on reasonably well so far. There isn't too much disruption to that, and we believe that when that project is completed, it would ease the exit and entry point from that end of Accra into our capital city. Then, and that is actually a GOG project funded entirely by the government of Ghana. Then the one leading towards Central University going to Aflau, if you recall, that was supposed to be done with a loan agreement approved in Parliament in the name of a company called BHM. Unfortunately, that project fell into the category of projects where the drawdown of the amount of money got impeded because of our declaration of bankruptcy by the previous government. So the banks that were supposed to disburse the money basically stopped disbursement. It created a very big problem because the works have been started, certain level of works were done and not completed. So those of us who ply that road, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, go through a lot of difficulty. And I must take the opportunity to say that even those of us here are no different in terms of being victims of that, because we also use the same road. So nobody is happy about those conditions. The good thing is that the Finance Ministry has since given an indication of including that project in the project that government has prioritized to complete within the current IMF framework in terms of our bilaterals. And then the next one will be from Ashama Runabout towards beyond Michel Camp towards Akosombo, which was also a loan agreement approved in Parliament. It fell into the same category. So until somewhere December, you realize that the contractors were very slow on that stretch. This ministry and the agencies visited those contractors on several occasions and encouraged them that whilst we work towards getting the loans reinstated, it is a contractual obligation of theirs to keep the roads motorable. I must say that I am very disappointed in those particular two contractors in a sense that they have reneged on their responsibility to keep the roads maintained as they do the work, because part of the monies in their contract is money provided for the maintenance of the road, even as they built the new road. And I must say that on two occasions we went there, and I must thank the media. You were with me when we went there. We reminded them that it is their responsibility. Those two contractors largely ignored us, so we needed to deploy extra resources, other contractors, to go there and carry out those remedial works at additional cost. So I said to my agencies that whenever certificates of those contractors are raised, I'll be looking forward to deduct those monies that are meant for maintenance from their certificates, because there's evidence that they didn't do as much as they are expected to do contractually. And that project as well, as I said, by Inzag, a German company, we can see that they have increased their activity on site these days. But let's not forget that that project starts from Ashama Runabout all the way to Atimpoku. So if we see them largely around Shy Hills and other things, the question is, when are we going to be able to complete that? But as I said, part of the delay is also because of the debt restructuring, when the former finance minister wrote a letter indicating that we are bankrupt and we are no longer going to be able to honor some of those contracts, and some of those contractors basically capitalized on that and either significantly reduced activity on site or completely stopped. You would notice, obviously, that the one that we're talking about significantly these days is the Pokwasi direction of the project. That project is also a GOG-funded project. The project has achieved, according to the statistics we have, over 60%, approaching 70% of works done. A lot of concrete work and everything have been done. But also, the pace of that project has significantly slowed down. You also notice historically that we have been to the site, engaged the contractors and the consultants on several occasions, and indicated to them their responsibility to, even as they work, create safe passage for the public in the course of the project. In the past, when we went there, the public complained about the dusty nature of sections of the road. We are now in the rainy season, so the issue is not about dust, but rather the pooling of water in sections of the road. My brothers and sisters, we constantly engage the contractors on all of these projects outside of the gaze of the media. In the specific case of the Pokwasi project, we are aware that part of the reason is the particular section, which is very, very disappointing currently, is because of the activity they are carrying out currently. It takes some time for them to build up the layers to get to where the water can actually collect into the drains and be taken off the site. But when we met the contractors as recent as yesterday, we indicate that whatever it takes to be able to remedy that, to limit the frustration of the motoring public, they must do that. And they have given clear indication of doing whatever it takes to do that. And we are all hopeful that from today, we should see more activity on the site. On the bigger issue of how do we address the payment to contractors, since we have already admitted. If you listen to His Excellency, the President of the Republic, yesterday, he indicated that towards the end of this month, the Finance Minister would be taking steps to retire some of the debt owed contractors so that they can go back to site and complete the work. On record, we are intending to pay some 4 billion Ghana cedi towards retiring part of the 21 billion from this month. I have no doubt that will be on record to be one of the biggest payments at a particular time to make sure that we are serious about clearing the debt, and then also paying for, or making provision to start the new works we are talking about. So we did not actually neglect paying contractors. As I said, when we came in, one of the things we needed to do is to actually vet some of those payments. Why do we have to do that? Somebody will say, you came to meet the bill, just pay it. My brothers and sisters, it would have been a problem of, in some cases, double paying for some things. You will be surprised to note that in this ministry, normally we contract and then we say the source of fund for the project is either road fund or government of Ghana. There is evidence that sometimes we approve and award project as a road fund project. In the course of the execution of the project, somehow the source of fund is changed to government of Ghana. So road fund holds a list of certificates on their books, yet somehow those certificates find themselves onto the GIFME system as a GOG project. And there's evidence that sometimes attempts are made to get this certificate paid twice, that is from GOG and then from road fund. It is not appropriate for us to basically sit unconcerned for this to happen, since we have very scarce resources. So it is very clear that the finance minister was doing the right thing by making sure that when we have certificates at road fund, those certificates are not, repeated in the books of Ghana government at another level where we'll end up paying twice for the same project. So there's no doubt that government is committed and will continue to prioritize paying for road works done. We fully understand the frustration of the motoring public, transporters, drivers, when they have to endure very challenging roads, especially the ones I've talked about, and elsewhere across the country. Of course, when you live in Accra, you would see Opokwasi as the biggest, the situation of Opokwasi as the biggest challenge. And I will not fault you, because that is what you have seen. But if you have gone around 16 regions as we have done, you will notice that some situations are worse than that. None of it is acceptable. If you were to consume yam today in Accra, that yam probably came from Yendi in part of the northern region. I wish you know how the tracker who brought the yam to Tema managed to bring the yam here, especially if the person used the Eastern Corridor using Pasa section in the rainy season. You will weep for that driver. But they manage these things. And I'm saying that it is not acceptable in Pasa, it's not acceptable at Pokwase. So we need to work as a people to be able to address all these problems. Myself and my deputy constantly, day and night, get distress calls. Children have gone to school in one community because they don't have school in their community. Whilst they were in school, a heavy downpour washed off the culvert that they crossed over to go to school. They have to sleep in the other community compulsorily because they can't risk swimming across the channel to come back home. The same applies to teachers, another thing. Traders, another thing. So there's an understandable, clear need for bigger investment in terms of improving the road infrastructure in our country. And that is exactly what President Mahama has committed to in terms of his big push and the continuation of ongoing road projects. So we just want to assure the public that government is not going to renege on her commitment to make sure that ongoing projects are completed, and those that have also been earmarked under his flagship infrastructure master plan, the big push, will also be done alongside this project. So we just brought you here this morning to update you on some of these things, and we believe that you may have further lines of questioning that will bring out some of the things you may or may not understand about what we are doing at the ministry. And feel free, anything. Once it concerns road, there's no limitation. You are free to ask any question, and we will be able to provide answers when we have them here, so that we all go home understanding that the issue about improving the condition of roads in our country is a collective effort, and government is leading the charge to make sure that we deliver that, including the situation we find ourselves at Pokwasi and elsewhere in the country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. So I'll hand over to our MC, one of your colleagues, to continue with the discussions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Director. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful that you are here today. As the Minister said, the floor is open. Ask your questions and answers will be provided. But as we always do, you raise your hand, I'll identify you, you introduce yourself by your name and your media house, and then you can fire your question. Thank you once again for coming. Yes,
My name is Ibrahim Hassan, a G1 TV star. Just one clarification. Talk about the fact that the projects under the big push agenda are ready and will be awarded by the end of this month. May we know some of the important projects that have been put under this big push agenda?
Good morning. My name is Philip Latte from ChannelOne TV and City FM. Honorable Minister, when you were talking about the roads, you spoke largely about the Ofankor Insawan project. One, we understand the contractors have raised concerns about lawsuits. I don't know if that has come to your attention, what is being done about it from the ministry's point of view. Again, the demonstration that some residents along the stretch have pledged, or they said they went back on by close of this weekend. What are you going to say about this? Has it gotten to your table yet? And also, the contractors, we understand, asked for some 15 months extension. Has that come to your attention? Is the 15 months being granted? Or from where you said, what was the timeline for the completion of that road? Thank you.
We can take another one.
Okay, we take one more. We take one more, then...
projects. Okay. The projects. No, not the details. Okay. Yeah, he got it.
My name is Osman. I think some of the questions have been asked, but I want to find out from the Minister what measures have been taken to improve contractors' accountability, and also and performance on the road maintenance, because a big mention of road maintenance that some of them are not actually doing. So what is the ministry doing in terms of accountability on these contractors to ensure that road maintenance are done? Thank you.
Okay, so I'll take the first three, and then there will be another round for of questioning. My brother from GH1 asked what are some of the projects under the big push. Since we took over and then noticed that many of these big budget projects that the previous government started had no dedicated source of funding, the president has directed that we take over some of those projects as additional big push projects so that we can prioritize payment for them. For instance, the Ofankor project is approaching $350 million, and of which just about half of that has been paid. If we don't prioritize that under the big push, it will be difficult to complete. So the big push projects are now not only what the president promised during the electioneering campaign, but he has directed that for the sake of his own commitment to complete ongoing projects, we take over some of those projects. So the Ofankor, the Kaswa, Winneba are all now part of the big push. And then the tranche 2 of motorway towards Central University, which hasn't got any funding for it. We are taking on all of them as part of big push. Some of the projects just cursory look, because these projects are supposed to be interconnecting our regions and then connecting back to the national capital. So these projects are not constituency specific or region specific project. The big push is a bigger idea than just doing a road in a region. It's supposed to address a bigger issue. So for instance, and this is not to say that these are the only projects in a particular region, because none of these projects stays in one region, they interconnect. So for instance, Bron and Hafo region, rehabilitation of Tepa, Mabang to Goso Road is going to be one of them. If you go to Ashanti region, the construction of the first quadrant of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road is going to be part of that. Bono, the construction of Sunyani Outer Ring Road. Bono is rehabilitation of Tichiman, Nkonsia, Wenchi Road will be part of it. Central region, the dualization of Winneba to Cape Coast. Eastern region, Chi Amamfo Bridge, rehabilitation of Kwewu Tafo Adosu Road. Greater Accra, the reconstruction of Dodowa Afienya Dowenya Road will be one of them. In Northeast, the rehabilitation of Bintri Nakbanduri Road will be one of them. Northern region, the construction of the third ring road in Tamale. Oti region, construction of the Dambai Bridge is one of them in the Oti region. In Savannah, rehabilitation of Winchi Sola Road. Upper East, the partial reconstruction of Navrongo Tumu Road. Upper West, upgrading of Tumu Han Lora Road. Volta region, rehabilitation of Atimpoku Ho Aflau Road. Western region, dualization of Cape Coast Takrady Road. Western North, construction of Dadieso Akontombra Road, amongst others. Like I said, this is just to tell you that every region has a project that is interconnected to make sure this works. That is a response to the first question. Yes, the second question is about the fact that the contractor did indicate that part of the delays has been attributed to lawsuits. Yes, I must say that this ministry is regularly sued by members of the public for one thing or other, and it's almost always the issue about right of way. Though some members of the public knew that over a period of time, where they are building is a right of way acquired many years ago for the purpose of road expansion, they still went ahead, somehow built on it, and when the time is up for the various agencies to work on them, then they sue. Of course, we have a rule of law in our country. So they basically sue, hoping to impede progress. I must use the opportunity to thank the judiciary. The judiciary has taken a very positive view about this and always provide a mediation role between the contractors, ourselves, and those who are putting injunctions. And I am currently not aware that any court has effectively granted an injunction to stop any road project pending the resolution of that case. They always give an indication of a win-win situation where the road project can be going on and government also goes ahead to fulfill their responsibility towards the affected people in terms of compensation. So I want to take the opportunity to thank the judiciary about that. So currently, I am aware that the contractors wanted a direction on a particular section that requires demolition. I said the right of way as provided to the contractor at the time of contracting remains. Go ahead and do the work. If there's anybody needed to be compensated within the law, we shall do that one as well. So that is how far it goes, and I am not aware that the contractor has been injuncted in any way in any part of the work from proceeding. Demonstrations. Of course, once again, we live in a democracy, and when people feel strongly about their right to carry out civil action, there's no law in our country that bars them from doing that. So I'm unable to make any further comment apart from the fact that I sincerely believe in the rule of law in our country. As long as everybody carries out the exercise of his right or her right within the law, nothing stops anybody, and I'll leave it at that. Yes, you said the contractor asked for 15 months extension of time. Of course, the contract, the project should have been completed, almost completed by now, based on the original start and completion date. And obviously, we are still on site, so it is not difficult to understand that the contractor would request an extension of time, and I expect that will be granted to the contractor to cover the period within which they will be able to finish the work. Contractors' accountability, it varies. There are responsibilities within every contract, and I mentioned specifically the 2 projects that are being done by foreign contractors. Let me be blunt about this. It is easier for me as a road minister to encourage a Ghanaian contractor to carry out remedial work within the contract than to get a foreign contractor to do that. I don't know why. Because in those contracts, it is quite clearly stated, and we have actually made provision, sums of money put in that contract. For instance, when you leave Ashama Runabout towards Michel Camp, sections of that road are very bad. And we expect that INZAG would carry out constantly, because that is what the contract says, the patching of those potholes. But you remember when I went there twice, they refused. I need to contract, and I want to take the opportunity to thank Oswald Investment Limited. They have to go there at additional cost to carry out those remedial works. We are not happy about that. So that is why I said that it is easier for me to encourage a Ghanaian contractor to carry out their responsibility in this kind of condition than a foreign contractor. We always welcome, we are in a global world. We cannot say that you are the only ones who will play a role in your country, in any part of the economy. But we expect them also to respect the laws and the aspirations of our countrymen and women, that if something is in the contract, they should also be able to carry it out. And so that is the 2 parts I talked about, particularly the BHM project and then the INZAG project. We are very unhappy because we needed to now contract other local contractors at additional cost to carry out maintenance work on those projects, which we shouldn't have been spending. So those are the things I mentioned in terms of contractors' accountability. And like I said, I'll be happy when I look at the certificates. I'll be happy to take off some of that money to replenish where we found money to pay the local contractors for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, ladies and gentlemen of the media, let's try to limit our question to one, at most two, so that we can have more questions. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Michael Agbodza from GBC. Looking at motorway,
yeah.
I don't know if the contractors who are doing the motorway are also given the opportunity for contract to maintain the motorway. Currently, though they are performing well, but the old one is still in what? Bad shape and is very, very dangerous. Number two, I'm from Ashama. And then within Ashama, we don't have too much road. But as I'm talking to you now, they are planning to go on serious demonstration. The major road in Ashama is very bad. And I know you are competent and you can do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's also been when she finished.
Good morning, I'm Juliana with Kesbin TV. Honorable Minister, in your statement, you made it clear that there are some contractors who have been awarded and then have refused to go to sites to work. So from here, what is the way forward? What are you going to do to those contractors? Thank you.
Thank you.
You spoke about YAM and the others. What's the current state of the Basa Kwanta Road? Just as you mentioned, the YAM thing, these are some of the concerns that people have raised. You've been there, you've asked the contractors to go back to site. What's your current update on the state of the roads and what you're doing towards the completion?
Thank you. Okay, when I finish, I would like to hear from GPRTU, concerned drivers. I would like to hear from you as well. Okay, let me take the question from GBC. I'm told that ChannelOne is carrying this program live, and we are grateful to you for bringing this to our people live, and all those who are carrying it live. We are very grateful for that. Well, the Accra Temamoto Way, as you rightly said, is under construction. I must say that since the project started, I have seen, as part of the contractor's responsibility to maintain the surface of the existing carriageway within the contract period. And I must say that any fair-minded assessment will say that they have largely done that. Many sections, I live in Tema as well, they have done work on that largely. But we have also seen some sections failing. So it is just a matter of the contractor taking note to make sure that those sections that are failed, they go back and remedy them as well. But I can say that assessing the situation, they have actually carried out some repair works to existing carriage way. Ashama is a very critical situation. There's currently a project which was started 2014-2015, right from the Ashama underpass, running in front of the Ashama market, all the way back to the Ashama runabout, yet to be Ashama interchange, which is part of what INZAG is supposed to be doing. There's a contractor currently working on it. They are working from somewhere towards that place. So by the time they finish, all that I've described now would have to be a completely new road. So there's, yes, Ashama deserves a few more which have been captured, but I can't list all of them to address the issues about going around Ashama. Our sister from Kesben, well, whenever a contract is awarded, the clauses in the contract is the one that give life to the contract, and is the same. The other clauses provide the termination of the contract. So if you get a contract from 2016 or 2020, and we are in 2025, you haven't showed up on site, as far as we are concerned, that contract is naturally dead. So there's probably no need for anybody to even write to the contractor telling you we are terminating because the contract has died a natural death. Those are part of the contract we are saying during the rationalization. They have been classified as things that can be taken off commitment and rather repackaged for an award to a more competent contractor. You heard me answer questions in Parliament on weekly basis, and in last week, a colleague asked me a question, and I was wondering why a contractor would take a project even in the backyard of the former vice president and decide not to turn up on the site. I thought that is not the nature of the Ghanaian contractor we all want to be proud of. And so when you get opportunity to work, government of Ghana want to prioritize the Ghanaian contractor as the main service provider in terms of road. So when you get the opportunity, and there are thousands of people looking for those opportunities, it's sad that when some people get those opportunities, they basically just disappoint, and we don't think that is right. But that cannot be the general nature of the Ghanaian contractor. Like I said, there are so many contractors, Ghanaian contractors, that we know, even for the past 4 years, they didn't receive much in terms of payment for their certificate. But if you were to go to site today, somehow they keep faith with the state and continue to invest and working. Of course, when it comes to the time of payment, and I've not made any secret of this, we shall prioritize paying those contractors ahead of others, because they are putting the sacrifice and the patriotism that deserves the support of the state. That is how we are going to approach it, because we have, as I said, we have maybe only 4 billion to pay, but we owe 21 billion. Of course, we go and try and prioritize those who are still on site working, instead of those who have decided to completely run out of the site. Yes, the question from Komla regarding Pasang Kwanta, which is a very, very terrible section on the Eastern Corridor. Yes, we had discussions with the contractor. In fact, it's one of those projects the president directed that should be captured, taken on board as a big push so that we can prioritize and complete them on schedule. So the contractors are all mobilizing to restart those projects. So it will be completed now under the big push. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for giving us those answers. Any more? Okay, I don't see any more. So
I think
I'll hand over to
no. I think our friends from GPRTU and the concerned drivers, and then since we have an MCE, yes, I think if you can, okay, MCEs, okay, good. We would like to hear from the MCEs as well. Yeah. Okay, go.
Okay, maybe talk about the
yeah, fine.
The friend of the concerned driver chairman. MCE ka kwandia adraba for the kumapa. Sisi ya yenu tie ni kumata sopa. Eyi pokuasi nsawom junction. Ekwane tie yakọ nsawom Malam junction to Kaswatu Kikusu yakore. Motorway yakore. After all road yakore. Then nsawom junction to pokuasi ne die. Eyi adraba for the kuma. Demonstration of the na concern of any thing kapa. The president minister so to say. And then you free up watcha machine go. Aye ko ani baby aye be fa na say je obosumachi ansana say one man go pan so fi o cha akobia me gidi say Saturday demonstration yen trans HSA ekwane de ekum yen say wo fia okọ tamale okọ borga okọ wa okọ sunyan baby a wo be ko bia ankramante across the country say ekwane wontimi mpa ho enti aye nwa say wo mutimutra ho ma ekwane dru baby adri ene ya be hia ye pese ochina ye be hu na contractor no e de machine ho say big push kan wo ko fa baby no de ko push a
on fan pushes or kwan no kwan in the mind the intimate faso na driver for ye bro so and this adia Saturday dear yen na ko boko jan because concern for ya ka asem tiawa ya wo ka kire minister no medam nyina se
Get us.
Thank you very much, the Minister. I think it is an opportune time to sound this intervention because, like my brother just said, I don't know whether you have you drove from our part of the action we have taken on this, especially the Pokwasi Road. It is taking too much toll on the vehicles. And two, most of the accidents that occur, it starts from that place. Because if you see the kind of potholes these vehicles up to, India, the way through them, and before they get to the right road, you see something will have gotten off and there's an accident. So we thank you for calling us at this very moment to tell us the kind of action you are going to take. But like my brother said, you should rest on your house and try your possible best and push everything through. And also, I want to talk about the motorway. I want to know from our engineers whether a concreted road can be patched with asphalt. Because sometimes when you pass on the road and you see the kind of patches that has been done on it, it is as if nothing has been done. So we wanted to know if it is concrete, if the engineers can come out for us to know that the original road was constructed with concrete. How come that they are using asphalt to what is called mend the road? Thank you.
I'm David Agbodza, the National Bureau Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana. My suggestion and a way forward. I want to suggest that the Pokwase Road, one, should be close to traffic and be fixed for us to use. Because if it is done that way, you know that we are going to, it will be a short traffic. That one, you'll be safe to use it. Then to use the two and be having accidents over there. And then the second one is, if Minister may mention that maintenance works as part of the major roads, like the one they did at TT Brothers. First, traffic was then over there. But as soon as they patch the traffic is less. But the other side of it too is more than the first one that they have patched. So I'm suggesting to them that they should do that portion for us. That of the Ashama Tulaku to Michelle Camp Road to something must be done so that we can use the road motorably. Thank you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the opportunity to addressing us. I think I must say that I'm very happy with what I'm hearing from you. I'm speaking as the Dean of Greater Accra MCs and the MC for Gov't West. As you are aware, the Ofakwase Road, I think I've got a lot of supporters here, so I don't want to go there. But my concern is overpass for the school's children. We have met with the consultants of Mariposa, and we have discussed with them the need to increase the overpass because of the school children. Shikpontile is one of the places that we require one, then Pobiman, because the influx of accidents, cars hitting school children is very high. Secondly, we come to National Road Safety Authority. The major traffic on our stretch caused by a breakdown of articulated trucks, other vehicles. I would like to ask kindly if you could contact National Road Safety Authority to give us towing vans. Maybe if we can have 2 on the stretch, both sides, so that if there is a breakdown, they can quickly, tow the car away. Finally, Gov't or Amasaman constituency is one of the best constituencies to have, the third in the whole Ghana. When it comes to inner roads, we have about 1,680 kilometer roads. Only 5% is motorable. And I'm talking about, if you look at Katapo, from Pokwase to Katapo Road, it's not something to talk home about. And we have major commercial activities there. The Second Chance Church, which pulls over 2 million people, always use that road. When you go to Aikandublo, Onyansanan, and the one linking Ashalaja to Opom Domiabra, the road is terribly bad. I would like to appeal to your office so that you show us some kindness. And also, I'm considering if you can give us appointments so that Maripoma and a team on that stretch, all the MCs on the stretch, we can have a 10 minutes audience with you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Minister. Please, my name is Akwete Agbo, MC for Gov't. Gov't is immediate after Accra Metro. And all the pressure is coming towards Gov't. That's from New Plan area going to Amasaman. And we have a major problem at Ufanko barrier. And if after the construction of the road, the existing drain is actually not able to take the volume of water that is coming. Anytime that it rains, the whole place is flooded. As I'm talking to you now, there's a public school there called St. Peter's Anglican School, which anytime it rains, the kids have to fetch water from the school before they can sit and learn. And this has existed for the past 7 years. And when I got to office, when I went there, I wept that this is what we have subjected our kids to. And all the problem boils down to the problem at the Ufanko barrier. So I want to plead with you if you can factor Ufanko barrier in your planning. Then also, Gov't, the last time you addressed in Parliament, I was expecting that you could mention some roads in Gov't, but I could not hear anything. I want to plead with you to kindly consider your younger brother. The people of Gov't are looking up to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Minister. I am the MC for Nsawam Dredgery. Thank you for your praise. I would like to plead with you that the last time we met the engineers, they told us that there's 0% work done in Nsawam. I'd like to plead with you that you tell the contractors to start something with Nsawam and also try and make the Nsawam Ufanko Road more trouble for us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, for your questions and the expression of your views on this matter. We are all very happy. A direct appeal, and I once again want to take the opportunity to sympathize with all motorists. I have seen the videos, and I think Sunday night when I came back from my village, I tried to go to the area and see based on some videos. I must say that some of the videos that are circulating are, because it's social media, things that get there stay there. Some of the videos that people share today are things that have happened in the past and have been addressed. And then new things have also come up. Now, you made a direct request. In fact, yesterday, the contractor, the consultants, and highways had an emergency meeting. And the contractor committed that from today, they are going to deploy significantly on the site and make sure that the particular section that is creating the most difficulty will be addressed. But let me put this across. This is a construction work with the best intention and resources. The solution cannot be an overnight solution. It will take a bit of time for you to see that become clear. In my mind, I think the contractor ought to, since they are here, give an indication that as they indicated they were going to mobilize back to the site, how long will it take for that, at least that particular section, to be remedied? And I'll give them the mic when I finish speaking to commit to that here. The drivers also raised a concern about the closing one direction and working on one direction. I know the engineers have done some simulation. You are trying to do the best possible way the traffic can be managed as you do the work. Maybe you can take time to explain to them as well. Yes, TT Brothers Junction. Yes, the direction coming towards the motorway was remedied, but the direction going back to Bombaria, there are still some defects on it. I must say that the Urban Road Director has been on the case of some contractors and have done some work. And I would, since he's here, I would encourage him to see what we can do to address that one as well. The same applies to Ashama Tulaku, the direction you are talking about. We need to just do something to make it safer. One of our colleague MCs talked about the overpass. He's requesting an overpass. I think the engineers, maybe you don't need to provide an answer now. Just take another look at the situation that he's described to see how best we can, because when we build roads, our intention is to protect lives. It cannot be that we build roads and it becomes a death trap to our children. So make sure that whatever he's raising, look at it within the context of the contract and see whether there is an overpass there which is yet to be built, or it's something that we need to introduce. Yes, it is true that one of the reasons the traffic gets out of hand in terms of congestion sometimes is a broken down vehicle in the middle of the road. We have since been working with MTTD, and I must thank the Interior Minister, who has committed to support the contractor with extra hands in terms of staff on the road, and the contractor has also committed to get a towing vehicle on standby within this period to quickly remove any broken down vehicle within the carriageway whilst we work. So I think it's a very important suggestion you've brought. Gov't West, yes, it is true that we need to do a little bit more work. The road department has actually done an extensive work in terms of advising on what we need to do across our urban centers. It is mostly the case of funding that impedes the speed at which we do these things. But you've said it, and maybe now that we are about to roll out the maintenance works for this year and next year, I would kindly request Urban Road to pay a particular attention to what you said, to see if we can at least include a bit more of the situation which you actually described. Of our barrier, yeah, another colleague raised the issue about the capacity of a particular drain. I believe Urban Road can take a look at that particular one as well, and see what we can do. If it's obvious that the capacity of that particular drain is no longer fit for purpose, then we need to take steps to improve it so that the volume of water collecting there can be safely taken out of the community to save our children. So I agree with you on that. Our brother from Ganoff sounded the same. The MC from in Sawam sounded the same. And I believe that working together, we can address many of these things that we spoke about to make sure that we improve the road network within the capital city. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister.
Yeah.
Please, our friends from City FM, they are carrying this live on ChannelOne.
Okay.
They have a popular interest in road. That's the Ketase Prekusu Road. And they've just sent me a message to ask you what are we doing about that. So please, Honorable Minister, our friends from City FM. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much. I must say that City FM, ChannelOne TV has been one of the biggest advocates in terms of improvement on road network in Accra and beyond. And we appreciate your feedback. We don't see that as a problem at all. We believe you are doing the right thing by bringing these issues to our attention. We appreciate that. Domi Kitasi falls within the category of those unfortunate projects that got caught up in the debt restructuring. I believe it's a Kuwaiti funded project, and whilst as soon as the debt problem started, the contractors were actually working quite hard when this happened. As part of the same directive from President Mahama, that all those types of projects be carried on as a part of Big Push. The Finance Minister has also indicated reinstating that loan as part of the communication with him and the IMF in terms of negotiation. So yes, Domi Kitasi will be completed within the context that I spoke about. So it is just a matter of time that you will see the contractors back on site. And I know there are a lot of interest in that area, apart from a lot of citizens living in that area. Ashesi University and many other organizations have reached out to us to be able to complete that, to enhance what they do, and we are going to do exactly that.
Honorable Minister, at this stage we will hear from the contractors.
Yes.
Thank you very much.